a suffer, but I'm a suffer. Loose man, she a day man, Murphy away me. Where truth rise the way. You never lost key, you never see she. Then I your face, we on to the pace, skin away me. Catch the wave of truth. From the Caribbean to the world, this is TrendWave News TV. Where truth rise the wave, TrendWave News TV. Tread the wave of
Good day, I'm Omar Brown and this is TrendWave TV, bringing you the most important stories shaping America right now. From heated immigration reforms to political violence, a looming government shutdown, and critical court battles, these are the top headlines from the past 8 days you need to know. First up today, immigration policy shakeup. The week began with a dramatic move from President Trump, who signed a proclamation placing a $100,000 fee on new H-1B visa petitions. While current visa holders and renewals are exempt, this unprecedented cost is meant to reshape America's skilled immigration system. Tech companies are alarmed, fearing talent loss, while India and other countries with large H-1B populations are voicing strong concerns. The White House insists it's about prioritizing merit-based immigration. The assassination of Charlie Kirk continues to make waves on the political stage in the USA. A political shockwave continues to ripple nationwide following the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He was gunned down on September 10th while speaking at Utah Valley University. Police arrested 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, who prosecutors say meticulously planned the attack. Authorities confirmed they will pursue the death penalty. In the aftermath, conspiracy theories have flooded social media, dividing public opinion and igniting debates over political violence and security at public events. A high-security memorial in Arizona is scheduled, with authorities already making arrests of armed individuals near the site. Apart from that, there seems to be a new looming government shutdown. Congress faces a ticking clock as the September 30th deadline for government funding looms. A House-passed stopgap measure failed in the Senate, with Democrats demanding healthcare provisions like ACA subsidies and Medicaid funding, and Republicans tying new proposals to security funding. Democrats are pushing for a meeting with President Trump, warning of a shutdown that could impact millions of Americans. Once again, the Supreme Court steps in the Supreme Court has been front and center in several major cases this week. Justices lifted restrictions on immigration enforcement in Los Angeles, potentially paving the way for aggressive federal action. The court is also weighing Trump's request to enforce a controversial passport policy that affects transgender and non-binary individuals. Critics argue these decisions reflect a broader shift in civil rights and immigration law. Coming in at number 5 on our weekly rundown, a story of legal and political pressures that has sent shockwaves through the justice system. Concerns over judicial independence have intensified following the abrupt resignation of Eric Siebert, the U.S. Attorney for Virginia. Sources close to the matter report that Siebert was pressured to step down after he declined to pursue federal charges in several politically sensitive cases. These cases reportedly involved high-profile critics of the former Trump administration, raising serious questions about the impartiality of federal law enforcement. This move has been widely condemned by legal scholars who argue it undermines the foundational principle of an independent judiciary. They warn that such actions could create a chilling effect, where prosecutors may fear career repercussions for making decisions based on law and evidence rather than political allegiance. The Justice Department has yet to issue a formal statement, but the incident marks a potential turning point in the politicization of our legal institutions. And our number 6 story this week also stems from a major executive action: the introduction of Trump's controversial Gold Card visa. As part of a broader economic strategy, the administration has unveiled a new immigration pathway, officially dubbed the EB-6 Investor Visa, but quickly nicknamed the Gold Card. This program offers a direct route to U.S. residency for foreign nationals who make a minimum investment of $2 million into American businesses. The administration champions the program as a powerful tool to attract foreign capital and stimulate job growth in key sectors. However, the initiative has drawn swift and sharp criticism. Immigration advocates and labor organizations argue it creates a two-tiered system, essentially allowing the world's wealthiest to purchase citizenship. They contrast this with the simultaneous tightening of regulations for skilled worker visas, like the H-1B program, which many American companies rely on. Critics contend that while the gold card rolls out the red carpet for billionaires, it effectively slams the door on the doctors, engineers, and other skilled professionals who have long been the backbone of the U.S. economy. Also in the news, the digital aftershocks of Charlie Kirk's assassination continue to reverberate as we examine the role of social media and conspiracy theories. In the immediate aftermath, social media platforms became a tinderbox of speculation. The fallout has revealed a troubling reality. These digital spaces are ground zero for misinformation. Within hours, baseless theories began to circulate, with some posts falsely linking the attack to rival political factions, while others claimed it was a false flag operation. These narratives, amplified by algorithms designed for engagement, spread like wildfire across platforms like X and Facebook. The event starkly underscores America's deep-seated polarization and the alarming power of online narratives to not only shape public opinion, but also to incite real-world hostility and erode trust in established facts. Turning to Capitol Hill, our eighth story tonight concerns security proposals in Congress. In a direct response to the heightened threat environment, House Republicans have introduced an $88 million security package. The legislation aims to bolster protection for federal lawmakers and judges, citing a dramatic spike in threats linked to political violence. The funds would be allocated for upgrading residential security systems, increasing security details, and expanding threat assessment capabilities. Proponents argue this is a necessary step to safeguard democracy. However, the bill has met with stiff opposition. Democrats call the package a narrow symbolic gesture, arguing it fails to address the root causes of violence. The minority leader stated it diverts critical funds from wider public safety initiatives and mental health care services that could benefit all Americans. This partisan clash highlights how deeply divided Congress remains, unable to find common ground even when facing a shared crisis. And finally, we look at the nation's response on the ground, where public vigils have been held amidst growing civic tension. Across the country, thousands have gathered for memorials honoring Charlie Kirk. These events, often marked by candlelit ceremonies and calls for unity, were intended as moments of collective mourning. However, they have also become new front lines in America's culture war. At many sites, vigils were met with counter-protests from those who argue that lionizing a polarizing figure overlooks his divisive rhetoric. The situation at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, is a stark example. Following a student-organized vigil, a torrent of online threats forced the university to increase campus security. This incident is not isolated, highlighting a troubling trend where even acts of remembrance become politicized and volatile, reflecting a nation struggling to find a shared path forward. So, what are the tangible economic impacts of the policies and political standoffs we've been discussing? Beyond the Beltway, every decision made in Washington sends shockwaves through the national economy, affecting industries and family budgets alike. The consequences are already becoming clear. The first ripple effects are being felt in the tech sector. Industry leaders are sounding the alarm over proposed hikes to H-1B visa fees, which could increase costs by thousands of dollars per applicant. They warn this isn't just a line item on a budget, it's a barrier that could cripple their ability to recruit top global talent. The fear is a potential brain drain, where the world's brightest minds choose to innovate in countries with more welcoming policies, dulling America's competitive edge. Meanwhile, in the healthcare sector, a different kind of economic anxiety is building. The fate of Affordable Care Act subsidies hangs in the balance, tied directly to the high-stakes negotiations to avert a government shutdown. If Congress fails to extend them, millions of Americans could see their monthly health insurance premiums skyrocket. For many families, that means an impossible choice between paying for healthcare or covering other essential costs, potentially leading to a surge in medical debt. This uncertainty is impacting the broader economy. Wall Street is reacting with volatility, and consumer confidence is beginning to dip as families brace for impact. From fluctuating mortgage rates to the rising cost of goods, the intersection of politics and economics has never felt sharper or more personal. These are the stories dominating headlines, each a piece of a larger, complex puzzle. From sweeping immigration reforms to the bitter partisan battles threatening to grind Washington to a halt, the past week has highlighted a nation grappling with profound challenges. The common thread is the sense that America is at a crossroads, One path leads toward greater division, while the other demands compromise and a renewed focus on unity. Every decision carries immense weight for the country's economic stability and social fabric. I'm Omar Brown, and this is TrendWave TV. These issues affect all of us, so we want to hear from you in the comments below. For a deeper dive into the data, click the links in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay with TrendWave TV.
Finna suffer, but I'ma suffer. Loose man, she a ding man, Murphy now with me. Where truth rise the wave. You never lost key, you never see she. Then I your face, we on to the place, skin away me. Catch the wave.